but I like it. Were you quoting a movie there? Because it sounded like you were.
It was kind of my quick delay because I hadn't pressed the record button. If you really want to know the honest to God truth.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what that was. I mean, I'm playing a new Star Wars game, so I wasn't sure if it was some like Jabba the Hutt type thing, you know?
I mean, it could have been. I prefer Pizza the Hut, you know, the fact that
Pizza the Hut.
Yeah, Pizza the Hut on why can't I think of the name of the movie, Andy?
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, way better than Star Wars.
That is a pretty good movie. I actually just recently watched that, and it's still on par.
Still holds
Still
up.
solid.
I still want them to make another one. But anyway, kick it off.
All right. Well, welcome back. It's Tuesday night.
No. Restart. Ryan, it's episode
50.
50.
We gotta like get there.
No, it's no wind up.
And
Give it to me.
Welcome them into a very special episode.
Give it to me. Start with some power.
Give it to me.
3, 2, 1.
This is, ladies and gentlemen, one of the biggest podcast episodes we've ever done of the year. In the left corner, wearing the Braves Atlanta hat, which Andy Nassif. And in the red corner, I gotta blow my screen up so I can actually see your whole face.
Okay.
Wearing the KFC. That's the first thing that came to my head. Wearing the KFS hat, Ryan Cole. And hosting / just doing the introduction is me, your Ryan Teeter. But no, this is
We've got a leftover porn stash from Halloween. So do you want to explain who you were? Because right now, without the rest of the outfit, it just looks like you were Ron Jeremy.
Just a pedo.
Yeah. I was very straightforward Ted Lasso.
Yeah, and I gotta admit,
it worked out phenomenally.
I didn't like you were talking about it before on some past weeks, and you were also growing stuff out, and I really just wasn't quite grasping how you were going to pull it off. I didn't think it was going to be as epic as it ended up being, because you pull it off, and also not only the attire, but really where it like went over the top was you just acting like Ted Lasso and posting Instagram posts, and I think you were on Snapchat too. But like it was hilarious because you were like legitimately talking and like hyping people up exactly like he would.
I am just so disappointed that during my Instagram story, it was upside down.
No, like
I saw that.
Okay, it's not just your Instagram story, your Snapchat, like everything. Like by the third image, it looked like you just got hammered and started flipping your phone upside down. Because like the first two would be in line, and then all of a sudden
a normal selfie, and I'm just like this, like, hey guys, what's up? And it was upside down. Like, I've done this before, you'd think I'd know what's going on by now, but clearly not. I was kind of upset about that because they would have been much better quality, and I think they would have been more enjoyable. But yeah, I mean, I had a blast doing it, and honestly, that's probably why I'm keeping the stash, because I'm still on that train.
Yeah. Now, do you want to? I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but do you want to do one impression just so people here can understand it? Since I don't have it pulled up and can't play one of the recordings.
I mean, I could. Actually, no, I don't think I can play one of the recordings. Got to put me on the spot.
I know. See, that's why I said if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. But I feel like we played real good. We didn't win today. So I'm Trent
I
Krim.
gotta get myself back in the mood.
Sorry. You got to have a few libations and everything else. So
I gotta look at something that's doing something. And
all right. Well, I'll tell you this. We're gonna end with that. Okay.
Yeah. We'll end with that.
So we'll give you some time to marinate on it. About how well the show went, and we'll come back and interview Trent Krim, the Independent. We'll interview you and ask you how well you thought the show actually went. Okay.
That's great.
All right. I think that works. But let's hop off the Halloween bandwagon here for a second and actually talk about the fact that we have now made it. This is episode 50. It's almost been a full 52. We missed some weeks and everything else, but it's episode 50. I feel like that is a monumental task, especially for us, all of the guys that don't like to commit to stuff.
that takes some commitment.
Sure does.
I mean, Andy's doing the double ape hanger shake weight, so I mean that takes commitment too. I mean, you got to be.
You did
Dong.
that live, Andy. That takes some guts.
D2F, right?
Yeah. It's not necessarily about. Does girth matter? Does girth?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, shit, I think it does.
It does.
And if you don't know what we're referencing, you need to watch Silicon Valley season 1, the last episode in the season. I mean, you don't have to watch anything else on that show other than that one show, one episode, and like, thank you. Come again. Andy knows how long it's going to take to jerk every guy off in the room. That's what I'm just saying,
right.
and he can mathematically prove it.
And this is where our 50th episode is going.
Yeah, it's already gone there. It's already gone there. So that much excitement, that much of a release into the world. That's really saying we've hyped it up so much that we have hit a pinnacle that we cannot come down from. You know what I mean? But let's just talk about, we've had some great episodes. We've had a billion different topics. There's been a decent handful of times that we've just rambled on about anything and anything. We didn't really have a full structure. There's other times where we had full structure. But if you guys had to talk about 1, your favorite topic, and then 2, what would be your favorite story that's ever been told on here? And I'd ask you not to pick your own. Try to not pick your own. Okay. But Andy, I'm going to come to you first, and let's just go with topic. What's been your favorite topic, or at least one of your favorite topics that we've talked about over the last 50 episodes?
So mine was and is a totally random question that we had a rando follower
Oh yeah.
Jump in on and asked if any of us would join a religion out of pure curiosity. That was my favorite part, because of course, yes, I was already ready with that answer.
And if I remember right, it was like a follow-up, because would you ever join a cult, and what would tip you over to potentially actually make you join that cult? Like, what would they have to offer you? So that was the overall question, if I remember correctly, and Andy just ran with it, because I mean, you were already on you're almost like fully on board with flat Earth anyway, just because you love the comments that happen inside of Facebook.
That's right. Yeah. So that was my favorite, to talk about why I would almost immediately join Scientology. That was it for me.
That was actually probably one of the deepest, like, somebody besides us three who are always doing this every week. That was like amazing just to see that interaction from somebody that, one, we didn't even know. Like, yes, we have a lot of friends and some family that watch the show and listen to the show, but this was some guy that was totally random and just like threw out the most, I don't even want to say crazy, because it was just awesome. It was the most awesome question that we could ask for. So that was a cool moment.
Yeah, definitely. I would totally agree with that. It was definitely one of the highs, for the fact that just had some really good interaction, right? Like you're saying, and just worked out. Ryan, do you have a favorite topic that we've potentially talked about in all of the craziness of the last 50 episodes?
Yeah, I mean, and there's been a few, but what really just comes to my head, because it was probably one of the episodes where we had the most fun, and just like most fun and most like realistic. It was real, right? I was just spitfiring these names off that you guys gave me, because I was just terrible at it, right? Like I can't even think of any. Look at that. That's how bad I am. You guys thought of all these names, right? And they were just Billy Bo Baggins and Schneener Fitzelwiener. And I was just reading them off. Willie Fisterbottom.
Yep.
That was just pure gold, and it was just fun, I think, for all of us. So that was an awesome topic for me.
Wilma Fingerdew.
I don't even know how you guys keep this in your brain.
Oh,
I still can't do it.
Yeah, I think that was probably up there too. If like you told me like what would be my top 5, Andy, I had totally forgotten about it. That was really what I was hoping, is like you guys would bring up something that I had totally forgotten, and I completely forgot that comment. And it, like you're saying, it was one of the best ones, just because it was so raw, so authentic. with things that are out there. Ryan, I totally love, excuse me, I totally love that as well. Where, you know, it's just random stuff that we just throw at you. We're just like, hey, these names. Let's just throw these names to see if Ryan can actually name them off. And we just started, you know, hauling. And I think at that time we had a ton of people in the chat too that were, you know, cracking up with us.
Yeah,
on different stuff. I'm going to throw out something here that's not necessarily a topic, right? That was one of my favorite things. And it was a short time ago, and it wasn't one of the episodes, but it was something that we did, which was the Slightly Average Guys Drinking Fest. Like, that was just really, really fun to me. Like, even though there wasn't a ton of people there, it was just like everybody coming, going, you know, but it was the fact that we were really interacting with the people that want to watch the show and listen to the show and doing games. Like, that was just so much fun that, like, it reinvigorated me, I think, for the second, you know, back half of what these 50 episodes have been. And I just really enjoyed that. But if I were to pick a topic, you know, there are a couple of them that comes to mind. You know, I really liked when I went on a crazy rant about 1 to 1 million challenge and just different stuff that happened, you know, a short time ago. But the one that like got us like talking forever, and it was one of the episodes that ran so long, was, is the Kool-Aid guy?
Oh God.
Is the Kool-Aid man the liquid or the jar? You know, and we just got off on these random tangents about like, well, what makes the Kool-Aid man? And then like, can he pour himself out? Is that like drinking his blood? Or like one of the favorites for me, just because it was so rando that I thought I was just going to say it and then you guys are just going to laugh and we'd stop. But like, we went into this deep discussion about truly like, well, what does make that? And then, well, are your bones your body, or is it your soul, or is it your skin sack? Like, it just weird stuff that we went on to forever. And if any of us or anybody that's listening now that are new followers of the show that haven't actually heard any of these, please go back through some of our old episodes, because it is some of the greatest stuff. And I would recommend not any of them that just say randomness from the past episodes, but the ones that actually have some good names. We were going through some of the names before the show today, and we were just like, why did we name things a certain way? So if you want to know, like, jammed squirt gun, that's episode 16. You're going to have to go watch it.
I have to go back and watch that because, or listen to, or watch, whatever. Listen, watch. I got the file so I can watch it. Nobody else can, so sorry. But
it's on YouTube. So like anybody can watch it on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, you can. So go check them out. Old episodes, new episodes. But yeah, I have no clue why that was named that, and I'm so curious.
All right. And then let's go with my second question, and I'll start first. And that was, what was one of the favorite stories that has gotten told by one of us through those last 50 episodes? I think for me, this may be my number one. If it's not my number one, it's my number one or number two. And that is is we had my buddy Sam on the show. This was like way in the early episodes. I can't even tell you exactly which one it was. It might have been 12 or something like that. But it's an episode where brought in a guest. Sam was on, and he's been my best friend for 27 years or something like that. And he proceeded to tell a story about how he had broken his foot in Vegas. That was with me, right? But then he went home. He went home and he climbed up on, you know, he's at his house and he had to go to the bathroom. So he's trying to like hobble all the way up the steps, and he's at his parents' house, and to get to the bathroom, and trips or something like that and falls all the way down the stairs and then craps his pants at the bottom of the stairs. Funniest moment ever, I think, just because it caught me totally off guard. Didn't know that he was going to tell that story, and I didn't even know about it. So that was what it made it even better for me. That's why it's...
You didn't know about that?
No. Didn't know that. Didn't at all. So that's why.
So he comes. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So he comes on the show.
He comes on the show live for the first time and tells a story that no one's ever heard before.
Drops a bomb.
Yeah, he dropped the bomb for multiple reasons. Now,
yeah, he did.
I could say one of, I don't know why, but our most relevant topic that always comes up in like, I think every other episode is poop. So we have a problem with talking about poop too often, and I just brought it up again. But it's some of my favorites. Ryan, we'll come to you next. What is one of your favorite stories that has been told on the show?
I think it has to be when Andy was talking about the time when he got walked in on by his children, and it was just one of them, right? It wasn't like the whole crowd just like boom.
No, there were 3 of them.
Oh yeah.
Bursting down the door.
Now we're just wrapping in multiple stories, but I just think the detail behind that and how much effort you went through to like you're trying to do what you're trying to do, and when you got 3 kids, it's just really hard. But was it all 3 kids that like were like knocking on the door?
Yeah, pretty much, right? So the 2 of ours and then the one little friend, and they were all at the door like, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? I can see in the mirror. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
And that was
just a big old booty in a way.
And that was Andy's. Andy's
right.
If anybody wants to go back and hear that full story, because it's great, this is good to try to get people to watch old episodes. That was episode 30. It's labeled "Caught Doing the Dirty," and I think it's self-explanatory. Great show.
What episode was yours, Ryan?
I don't know. I can't find I didn't name it well enough to talk about that. It might have been 12, but I'll have to go back and let everybody know what that one is. Andy, what about yours? What is your favorite story?
So I have 2. They're both from Ryan and his adventure hiking and then in the airplane. Both poop.
Ooh.
Those are fantastic.
Yeah, see?
Oh my God. Did you just bring up Vermont? And when I went on that hike, I forgot I even told that. Oh, that's phenomenal.
Okay, so let's start with the first one, or the second one that you, because that was the one I knew you were going to say.
The airplane?
Right? Yes, and it is episode 32, Stuck a Mile High. And it's probably the funniest, the hardest I've laughed on this show, like full belly laugh, authentic, because I hadn't heard the story. Ryan dropped the bomb on us about this, and the premise is Ryan pretty much gets hammered at an airport, then gets on an airplane, and then he proceeds to get stuck in an airplane bathroom before the flight has even taken off. And he is stuck, and he's explaining it like trying to pull the door, you know, and then starts beating. That's when I lost it. When you start beating on the door frame, and wait. And then the stewardess comes to the door and it's like, "Sir, do you need help?" And you refused it. You're like, "No, I'm good." And then you start yanking on the door again. And that was the other one that came to my mind as well as some of the funniest that we have freaking talked about.
Yep.
Right. So that's episode 32. And I implore everybody to go back and actually listen to that episode just because it is so great. That's there. What was the other one that you said, Andy?
Vermont.
Vermont.
I'm out hiking alone and nature's calling.
Yeah.
Nature's calling. Because I'm a knock. Nah, I probably can't even sing that, so never mind.
And let's
knocking
see.
on someone's door.
Yeah, something was knocking on your door to get out.
Those poor ants. I mean, that ant pile, you just decimated it.
It was like 20 feet down, too. It was off a cliff. Didn't even know what hit him.
Okay. And that was that man, this is going even further back. I thought this was more recent. This is episode 10. All stories lead to number 2. And in this
is that the title of it?
Yes. All stories lead to number 2, and that's episode 10. Description. And this has got something else that I mentioned to Ryan in the pre-show. In this episode, we're talking about voluptuous bike rides because Ryan has probably my top 3, the other third one that I've talked about or had in my head, which was Ryan talking about going on a bike ride, and this chick with these huge talents comes riding or running past the other direction, and you pretty much almost lose it. And you're talking about the appropriate attire to wear when you're bike riding.
Yeah.
So,
which episode was that one?
Episode 10. It's the same one.
Same episode.
Yeah, same episode. Then we started with your Ryan's rant. This was the show that started the Ryan's rant, and then you share your whole epic story about an emergency number 2 while you're hiking, and so that may be one of the best episodes as well. Like these are all good things to talk about in the past because I think they're top notch. Trying to see how many. Which ones? Wow, man, the beta episodes actually got a lot. I went back and listened to part of the first one, and pretty bad. I'm glad it's labeled beta. Pastafarian, just
Yeah.
just calling out episodes that were very popular by looking at the download numbers, just from the podcast side, not even the video side. Pastafarian, I think that's the number one downloaded episode, and that's episode 23, where Andy just goes on, we took the reins off Andy. We said, Andy, we need you to talk about one crazy conspiracy, and you have at it. And it was the Pastafarian, how you became a member of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
That's right.
And that will round up us taking a look back at the best topics and stories possible that we've had in the past.
We've created a lot of great memories, a lot of great, I mean, just, I want to say content, but just a lot of great, just listening stuff. I don't even know. I'm just kind of mind boggled that we're at 50 by now. And it's an accomplishment. Yep.
And I think if we just went on a crazy tear here to just talk about what have we learned the most of, from beginning to end, and it's we are all three crazy idiots, and totally slightly average. Some stuff we're above average, some stuff we're below average, but you know what? We're slightly average, and I think we're winning at life. That's definitely what I can think of. And then second, it is that people do not like listening to long forms of three idiots talking.
No.
So if we've paid attention to any of the recent episodes that have been posted, and it is us trying to keep it to 20 to 35 minutes at an absolute maximum. But that was from feedback from you guys. So we love feedback from you guys. If anybody has a topic you want us to talk about, comments, suggestions, which we've actually gotten a few over the last month that I have not shared with you guys yet, just because we were getting past some other things. But if you have any, slightlyaverageguys@gmail.com. I apologize.
You almost forgot it.
I almost forgot.
Slightlyaverageguys@gmail.com. And this isn't the end, but like us, subscribe to us, go tell your friends all about us, tell your little sister about us, tell your dog about us. It doesn't matter.
Everybody
must know.
We appreciate you.
Yes. All right. We have two quick topics with keeping to the, trying to keep it at the 20-minute mark or so. We have two quick topics that we'd like to talk about. One, I think, will take a little bit longer, and the other one is just an idea that we have for a future episode that we'd like to run past you guys. I posted it on my Facebook 2 days ago, I believe, and it's something I've been contemplating for a while, and I just wanted to throw out to the Facebook community. I was like, I'm really thinking about deleting my Facebook. I said, so I posted that. I said, if nobody interacts with this, it's 100% happening. Because I was like, if nobody sees my post, because that's what Facebook does so much now, then there is zero reason for me to be on here, right? Even business related. If it's going to go to that extreme, there is zero reason. B, it was just, hey, everybody give me your comments on if you're like-minded like me or not. I just wanted to kind of query everybody to see what's out there. So I'm interested to see your guys' opinion on this, and then I'll follow up with what the feedback was from everybody on the book. Ryan, what is your thoughts on deleting Facebook? Are you at that point? Have you thought about that recently, or do you use it at all, but that you still have an account?
One comment. You could post all day, every day, and nobody likes your stuff, and then people may see it and be like, "Oh, nice picture," but they're not going to comment. They're not going to like. They're just going to view it. It's for their viewing pleasure, and that's fine because that's what Facebook's for. But here's the problem, Ryan. Here's what you did wrong. You asked people to get involved.
Well,
and you don't throw out questions saying, I'm going to do this if nobody responds. Well, guess what? You're going to get a million freaking likes, right? It's false. It's like, it's telling people you can't have something, and then they love it even more.
Well, it was a dual purpose, because I was like, will the Facebook algorithm serve this to anybody? One, because I say I want to see if anybody will interact, but it's talking about me deleting Facebook. So it was like half a double-edged sword that I was like trying to see, like, if I talk about deleting Facebook, But say I need interaction in order to keep Facebook. Well, what's the algorithm going to do? Like, what is their logic in order to actually have some interactions on that? And I will let you know that I had, let's see, that's 17. There's 19 people that liked it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll say 20 comments on this.
Hey, so question on that. If somebody says, I'm tired of Facebook, I'm going to delete it, does anybody have an objection? If people like that.
Yeah, what are they liking?
What are they liking?
Yeah. They liking you getting out of their life? Are they liking you also thinking amongst them?
Yeah,
that's
and
a good
you said if I don't get X amount of likes or nobody comments.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you exactly what I wrote, just so that way you guys have the perfect context. Should I delete Facebook? Should I delete my Facebook account? Question mark. If this message doesn't get any interactions, then I'm going to fully pull the trigger. Am I the only one thinking of doing this? So, my first piece is if I had no interactions, there's no point because that means nobody is seeing and nobody's interacting. So zero reason whether it's my child I'm posting about or my work or anything personal. If I got zero interactions. The other is, am I the only one thinking about this? Right.
So how are you taking those likes then?
Well,
if somebody liked that, what does that mean to you? Is that an interaction?
It's an interaction, but nobody had the sad face. That's a good point. Was it all thumbs up? It was all thumbs up. So
is that like a go for it, jump off the bridge?
That's because there was 38 comments and 19 likes, and they were all likes, thumbs up. And if you read through the comments, I would say a majority of them are all people saying the exact same thing. Like I'm right there with you. I'm ready to pull the trigger. There was a decent number of people that were still there with me. They were like, don't delete your account, because somebody could steal it. Because that's one person actually emailed or direct messaged me, said, hey, I deleted mine. Then I got somebody in South Korea took my account and faked being me. Anyway.
Nice.
So besides that, like almost everybody was like, well, don't just delete it. Just stay off of it. I'm like, but there's no point. I don't want them to have any more data. Or I like want to carve that thing completely out of my life. Andy, where are you at on this?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page. I mean, I don't really use it. I might browse it every once a week, maybe twice a week type of thing. And, I still like that they do the groups. That's really my main interaction there is for a couple groups specifically for the type of vehicles that we have. I'm just curious, like what other issues and things that people have. But that's pretty much it, man. Like, the whole birthday thing. My birthday was back in September. I don't know what the protocol is. Do I need to post to tell people thank you, even though I liked their birthday message and then I said thank you? So the Braves won the World Series, by the way. Yes, sir.
And so that guy just made $25 million.
Yeah, he did. So I don't know. Like it's just a distraction. I feel like there's so much that I could consume from a positive standpoint that doesn't have to be on Facebook. Instagram, definitely some YouTube stuff. So I don't know. I feel like it just gets in the there's just noise.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I feel like Facebook is super negative, right? Like everybody's like either posting about everybody's posting some weird political opinion or some weird conspiracy theory that's
sharing stories
that
aren't their own.
Exactly. Like nobody shares your own stuff, and the people that do share stuff, like you hardly get any interaction unless it's negative. That's the one thing I've noticed is if you post something that's sad, you will get a ton more interaction with. Like a week and a half ago had to put my family dog down, and I posted about that just because it was something I wasn't sharing to get interaction. I was just like, hey, this is something happening. This is one time that I would like the rest of my family to know without actually having to text every single person in my family. Right. And that thing got like blew up. Like it was a ton. Like that thing had so many interactions. It was like absolutely insane, which isn't necessarily bad. I'm just to point out, I had one that was talking about Facebook, getting off Facebook. Right. And it got that many interactions. Like, right. Like, it had 19 likes and 38 comments, right?
Yeah, and where I'm at with this is I don't use Facebook at all. Corey gets invites all the time of this party, this hangout, this camping site with a group of people, this Airbnb, just galore invites. And she always goes, "You have the same invite. You can look at it too." I don't ever get on Facebook.
Yeah.
But I'm a bad person at communicating with friends. I'm terrible. Like, if you don't text me, you won't hear from me. I do not communicate. Like old friends and stuff like that. Gosh, I'm just trying to do better is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And the way I'm trying to do that is to use, I love Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy to just send people videos and just to do stupid stuff and just to communicate quickly without having to send a text or share an image and go to your file, share the image and send it to them. Snapchat's just way easier. But instead of using Snapchat, I'm starting to use Instagram more. Mm-hmm. That way it almost feels like I'm communicating with friends better so they can at least see what I'm doing. I'm not using Facebook, mm-hmm. but I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Like I know it's back because I would totally agree with you. Like the thing is with Facebook, nothing's relevant. I'm like, everybody's just doing the scroll thing, which you do on every single app.
Instagram's relevant.
Yeah, but Instagram, it's way less political. It's actually what you wanted Facebook was originally, right? It's like, hey, this, I don't even give a if it's people eating stuff, right? Like it's like, hey, this person's eating this because it's that healthy person. This person's working out and they're showing you. I don't. That's great. That's exactly what I want to see. I don't want to see this weird political view or this. I don't care what your view is. It's just like, you're never going to change somebody's mind by posting something political. So why are we all doing it?
But I don't even post much on my own Instagram story. I'm just trying to use the story portion of that more.
Yep.
Because I don't need to filter all these pictures that I take. I don't need to edit them because I like doing that. I don't just like to take raw footage and throw it up on my Instagram. I like my Instagram to look, I don't know, presentable, right? A little bit better than just your average Joe, I guess. And then but with that, I use the story a lot more. That way it's a little bit more me. It's a little bit more like interaction. And then I've gotten so many comments from people that I hang out with here in Phoenix, rarely, right? But it's good to just like feel that from them because I haven't previously. So that's why I would say I'm using Facebook more, even though I'm really not.
Yeah. Yeah, you're using the one part that I do like. You know, it's a system that's a separate system, right? Then that's really where I'm at. Like I think I'm really gonna delete Facebook. There's a few groups I have to pass over administrative access to somebody else, and I think then I'm not gonna totally nuke my account, but I'm gonna try to just log out of it completely, not do a single thing with it for at least 2 months. Give me past Christmas, then see if I even want to come back, and if I don't, I'll nuke every single thing out of it and leave it as a shell just so that way somebody can't steal it, right? But anyway, so that's where I'm at with that kind of stuff, as well as social media in general. The last one that I kind of just wanted to throw at everybody is we're talking about future topics, and we would like to, the popular episodes in the past have been ones where we just stay on one topic alone, hammer it out, and those are the most downloaded and watched and listened to. So we're thinking about doing an episode about dude products. I think it's pretty relevant with Christmas coming up, whether we're going to try stuff out. And it's funny dude products is probably where it'll be. You know, the boxers that have the complete ball area that nicely cradles your Franken bean. You know, that's one. There's a ball jacuzzi that was been all over TikTok as an item that you can potentially buy. That just funny things that we could potentially, try out, bring our opinions, and then laugh about with all of you guys. So, Andy, you think that would be a great idea?
Yeah, I'm in on that. I think it'd be fun. Just and like random stuff that we might buy or anything.
Yep. Ryan's got one that he wants to talk about. That he wants to buy and try out, which is these little. It's not a pellet gun because that's a bad explanation, but they're like little water beads. And I really want to know, do they hurt? Because it says that it doesn't hurt. It's just fun to have, even for your kids. So like, I totally want to just you to buy this thing and us just to go ham in the backyard one day and just see if it actually hurts or not.
We'll find out.
Yes. So if you guys like that, let us know and send us an email at slightlyaverageguys@gmail.com. Ryan?
I'll end it with this.
Do you really want to tell us how you think the show went?
Well, guys, I just think this show went so great. Got me all feeling all bubbly inside and whatnot. I just love it. So go ahead and hit that like button as much as you want because it's just amazing. I just appreciate everything you guys have done for us. Go ahead, get out there, make some fun, make some friends, and go have a great time with your family. All right? Appreciate you.
Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next week.